Hello, everyone. It is Self-Care Sunday, Self-Care Edition. How are you and you, but especially you? Yes, you. How are you doing tonight? Tell me about it. That is what I want to know. That is what I want to know. Tell me about it. I am so excited to be here with you this Sunday night, the 19th of July. Like, what month are we in? Pick a month. Pick a month. That is what we're doing. We're picking a month tonight. Any month. Let me get my other screen going here. It is great to be here with you, back temporarily off the road. Looking forward to getting through July and getting off the road for a little bit. I am tired of all the travel that I have been doing. It's exciting travel, but it is exhausting. Exhausting. And poor Luna here misses me. You can't see her tail wagging down there, but she does. Oh, baby. Okay. There's your ball. But it is great to be here with you this Sunday night live. And to all my replay watchers, great to have you catching up when you have time to do so. I know it's not always easy to catch the live show, and so I do appreciate you watching the replays. Let's get started tonight with our opening quote. Our opening quote tonight, I gotta flip through the calendar here. Ooh, I like that. Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, because they tell us that dragons can be beaten. Ooh, let me say that one again. Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten. We just went out to we were out earlier today at a Apple Orchard Winery that does a winery, and they were having Disney trivia this afternoon, and we had a good time with that. Playing along with our fairy tales, but it is now we're back to reality. Now we are back to reality, and excited to be here with you in the real world. So I wanted to continue. I wanted to start off tonight continuing my discussion about summer clearance sales, because I wanted to bring some data into that. And I wanted to talk again about specifically about the progressive sale. Now, there's no one right way to do a sale. We talked about several different types of sales in the last episode. If you didn't catch it, go back and catch the replay on it, because there's several different ways to do a summer clearance sale. You have to do the way that leans right into you, that feels right and is right for you, your team, your store, your community. I do have a love for the progressive sale, and part of why I love it is because of the opportunities to sell full price merchandise. We got to get rid of the old stuff. We always got to move the old stuff and that inventory out of our stores. And that's the reason we have it. Okay, because we want to create room for the fresh inventory. And so that is why you move out, because your customers aren't interested in that stuff. They're just not that into it. It's kind of like a bad day. I'm just not that into you. Just not that into you. And that's okay. Move it out, clear that space, make space for the stuff they do want to buy and they do want to pay full price for. So, and your core shopper isn't your clearance sale shopper. Your main shopper, even though some of them do come out and shop your clearance sales, okay, the core thing that they shop your store for, your best shoppers are always the shoppers who are in there seeing what's new and being willing to pay full price for it. The with the progressive sale, one of the things that you see is we have a rush of new merchandise to the floor in addition to the clearance merchandise. And so I'm always looking to move high quantities of what's new. At the same time, I'm moving out lots and lots of the old stuff. I want to move out. I want to get rid of lots and lots of the old stuff, get it out of there. But I also want them having the opportunity to take advantage of and buy lots and lots of new stuff. And and the numbers play that out. So in running a progressive sale in my own stores, which we have going on right now, about 6 out of 10, so 6 out of 10 of the items that are sold are full price items, and 4 out of 10 are clearance items. So in this early part of the sale, this first weekend of the sale, and again, we talked more specifics in the last episode. So if you did not catch the last episode, go back and watch that because we talked more specifics on the actual mechanics of running a sale like this and how long to run it for and how long is too long. Okay, because you can run a sale too long. Okay. But in the early leg of it, you sell way more, okay, full price, okay, than you do clearance, and that's okay. You sell some of both, okay? 4 for every 10 are old is good, okay? And 6 out of 10 full price is great. Okay, so driving them in, getting them to buy the full price stuff, okay, and pick up a clearance item or two. And that's great because that's what we want them to do. We want them to fill their cart, empty our racks of the old stuff, and add those clearance items to their sale. At this point, it makes a great add-on to their sale. Now, that percentage will shift as the sale continues, as the progression of discounts on the old merchandise goes up. Okay, it'll really bring out the true discount shoppers, not my core shoppers, the ones only looking for the sale, and it will lift up the percentage that are selling at that price, at the discount price. So that will rise up. The number will be different next weekend at the end of the sale. The number will be different. It won't be it will be higher. It will be higher for the clearance items than the full price at the end of the sale, just because of the push of the discount shoppers. But we will still sell. You know, when you look at how much clearance, I wish I had a way. I probably could figure it out. I could probably come up with a number to convert it into like pounds of merchandise, because that would almost tell the story, different. But even those units, the number of new units of clothes that we sell during this is pretty impressive, and that is what it's all about. And it's building that to it. So that is where I find the excitement in it. That's why I love this type of sale. But I love, what I love is turning inventory. We're turning inventory. And it's such an important mechanics of your business because you have to remember your business is not a museum. You are not in the museum business. Okay? You are not in the museum business. You are not, I always say, one of my core tenets is I don't want to pay rent on twice on something. I don't want to pay rent twice on something. So I want to keep everything moving along. I want to keep that inventory moving forward and moving out. Remember, you are not married to your inventory. Your inventory should not have a birthday. Your inventory should not have a birthday. We are not getting out the hats and the horns and going, boo, boo, boo. Let's celebrate. This shirt is now with us. How many years has this item been with us? How many years has this desk been here? We are not celebrating birthdays of your merchandise. That is not what we are doing. We never want to celebrate a birthday of an item. That is crystal key to it. We do not want to do that for your merchandise. So think about that. And again, if you do not have your summer clearance on the calendar, go back and watch the last episode, which I think, because I was on the road this week, was the 12th, last Sunday, July 12th. Go back and watch that and get your clearance sale going. Your summer clearance needs to be on the calendar because we got other events to plan. We have other things that need to be on your calendar and need to be planned. So we need to get to it. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about this week was my trip to DC. I had a lot of great meetings with policymakers. I also had some great meetings with some government advocacy experts, the government liaisons, government affairs is what they actually call it for some big companies, including one that you're very familiar with. Hang on a second here. Let me. And let's see if you can guess which company it is. Our friends at Shopify gave me a cha-ching button. I would really like to get that wired into the music systems in my store so that whenever there's a sale, it played over the PA. I asked them for an app for that. That would be really cool to have in a retail store. They actually call this on the text on here, which you can't see on the camera. I don't think because it's too shiny. It actually says serotonin boost. But I had a great meeting with them and made some great connections with some people up in Shopify that'll give us some context on some issues that a lot of stores have had. So I'm excited to be working some of that forward in the coming weeks with Shopify because we've had a lot of different store issues. One of the big issues that a lot of people have reached out about is high fraud orders, and we had a great discussion about that. And I'm going to document that all out for Shopify. They're like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to how that they never end out there, that they don't show up to your store staff to fulfill and say, well, how bad can it be? Because those things never end out well. And so that's an example of a government affairs person that I had a great meeting with. I also had some great policymaker meetings. Real things happened in DC this week. DC is a slow process, okay? Things do not move fast. But while I was in DC, they passed the Common Sense Act, which is actually a legal framework for rounding. Because right now in a lot of states, there are issues with the phasing out of the penny and how rounding is handled. And you think you're doing it right, or you're doing the best you can, which you are, okay, but there are some things in store and businesses getting caught up in truth in pricing laws in their state, or electronic benefits fraud. Not so much a big resale issue with electronic benefits fraud, but it is an issue with pricing and how prices are set. And ultimately, if you watch the pennies, the nickels take care of themselves. So obviously that is a thing that's an issue. The combating organized retail crime bill is looks like it's going to is going to be attached to the National Defense Authorization Act, which is a must-pass bill, which will pass eventually, and be you know and the organized crime bill is on top of that. And if you think, well, organized crime doesn't matter to resale, we've had lots of issues across state lines with stores where crime groups are just hitting resale stores across state lines, and this would help with that and bring that in line. So there's a lot of things that are slowly, the sausage is the process of making a bill. I wish it were like the old Schoolhouse Rock videos of I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill and working your way through. I wish it were that simple sometimes. But the fact is, it's more complicated. The sausage in it is, and these advocacy efforts where we go and meet with them and actually have a seat at the table, okay, not just a person at the back of the room. I actually get a seat at the table with some really great policymakers on both sides of the aisle. It's not about Democrat or Republican. It's not about politics, but good policy. And when you think about House seats are up every 2 years, they love hearing from small businesses, and so I know being involved is not for everyone at this level, but getting involved, and quite honestly, if you do nothing else, be aware and vote. That's all that, if you do nothing else, make sure you vote. There's a lot of things happening at the local level right now. Budget bills in towns and cities all across America. There's all sorts of things going on, but be aware and actually cast your ballot. Cast your ballot is my highest recommendation on it. I certainly stay on top of things from a resale perspective and a retail perspective because they are intertwined. And I have a lot of good friends at the National Retail Federation and National Federation of Independent Businesses. And we keep these things moving along and are a part of these conversations. So it is exciting to do that, and it's exciting to make contacts with these friends like I have at Shopify now. I've made some great contacts this year at Shopify, Google, Meta, because those government affairs people get me into the other people that help us get stuff done and help us get things fixed. So really exciting opportunities and exciting things on the horizon for us. So I am excited about what's happening, even though if you watch the news, it always seems like chaos in anything political. So, but I go down there and I'm me and just talk from the heart and lay it out the way it's affecting you. You know what else I do? This video and everything I talk about goes over to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, ring the bell. Or cha-ching it. So you know when another one drops. And also share it with everybody you know in business. The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. So we can help everybody run a better business. I am here every Sunday and Wednesday at More 8 Than Ish. Sunday and Wednesday at More 8 Than Ish. But if you have a question in between, just email me, Neil, Neil at resalerise.com. Neil at resalerise.com. Start the program every night with our opening quote. Our opening quote tonight was, "Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, but they tell us that dragons can be beaten." And our closing quote tonight, coincidentally enough, is always do what you're afraid to do. That's what came up on the calendar. Always do what you're afraid to do. Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abrams, and I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a sale party, a cha-ching party. But until then, and until Wednesday, more 8 Than Ish, know that you but especially you. Yes, you. You're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you, yes, you, on Wednesday.